best way can anybody pressure Widow, right? Pressure
Okay,
Hanzo,
I'm just gonna
stuff
turn
like
the
that.
volume down so I can kind of notice just what I'm seeing right off the bat. Obviously we're working over here with the pseudo bunker comp. Looking here for the halt hook combo right out the gate. Probably going to set up crossfire between our Hanzo and our Widow and just have Mercy jumping between the two of them. So that means that until they push through the choke, we want Ana set up right here with the Orisa to have the escapability of being able to back up straight to the room back here and get back to point if necessary, though that's mostly Roadhog that should be moving from front lines to contest point. So I'm gonna let it go ahead and play through.
Aware if anybody's trying to go onto you. Alright, good luck, guys.
Okay, so we're not set up yet.
Dex, if you die down there, I can't recommend you.
But yeah, set up right here. Have good sight lines.
Oh wait, skips my
Go for cheeky nade.
Yeah.
skip.
Okay, and so we immediately see that they have Pharah up here and back up so that we are not directly in line of fire, because bad, obviously. And looking at our comp, we want to make sure that we're communicating to our Widow, hey, they have Far Mercy, keep pressure on them. So our Mercy can go and help her out if she starts taking too much pressure from this Far Mercy over here.
They're playing Pharah. They're probably gonna dive our Widow and play with her more.
Widow's in the window, Widow's in the window.
Yep.
You can maybe even hit a hook on their, not a hook, a pull on their Pharah.
I'm waiting for ball to try to get through.
Okay, I don't like where this Hanzo is here, especially since our Mercy is over here with the Widow right now. That does not spell good things to me. Hopefully he doesn't overstay his welcome and he's just trying to build up some ult charge by standing there, but he has LOS'd both healers successfully.
Okay, word. Now I'll look for the hook on him.
I thought he was going.
Unlucky.
They went Trace.
Ball's going through, ball's going right.
Okay, so they've called ball out in the back, so yep, definitely wanna
skip, come look, man.
sleep.
Okay. Unlucky.
Okay, I am not fond of staying here when all of the team is over here and over in this corner and wherever the heck Hanzo is. Now, you're 2v1, which the team was not coming back to help. The second you saw that Sombra there, or the second you realized that you weren't getting the team coming back to capitalize on the sleep, you should have pushed forward with the tanks to not be in dive range by the ball, or to make it significantly harder to dive you, to get to where your Mercy can jump to you, which I think she should have line of sight if she's still over here with the Widow. And just not engage in the 2v1 in general. Bad idea. Okay, so we push out.
This game just notified me, so it was there. I didn't even hear.
Okay, miss sleep. Alright, so we hear that our Widow has just gotten taken out. So now we know that they swapped off Pharah because they saw they weren't going to get anything, and they are now contesting our Widow, and they are triple DPS because we saw the Sombra, we heard the Tracer call, and I assume that we're pushing tab, so we know that anyway. So we really have to be playing safely, or we're going to end up in sightlines or jumped by the two flankers.
Getting back.
Okay,
I'm
good.
I'm on the translocator.
You got a pulse, man?
You're alone.
I'm back in
Yo, Mercy's feeding her Rinza.
Sonny, Lucy, shut up!
Vision or Re. Balls on her Widow. I can't res.
Alright.
I don't have hook.
Now,
I have hook in 5.
I'm a little confused as to why the Hanzo is taking this fight, but we'll
Look
run
left,
with
right.
it.
No, skip
Okay.
left.
We're doing a good job of dodging Widow sightlines though, so I approve of
Come left with me. Skip.
being set up in this room.
Behind the wall.
Play in Mega. Give
Okay.
to
Backing up and giving space because they dropped EMP. They don't seem to have any follow-up, so that's good. I don't approve of using the sleep that early because Tracer is going to be intentionally baiting out your cooldowns there. So I think the safer move would be to save that. We've just lost both our DPS and they have no tank now, but we have no damage. So you either have to hope that your Mercy gets a res here or that you pop off. But looking at your ults here, we have nano, but we don't really have a nano target. Trying to use it on the Roadhog is not going to get a lot. I would save that for if Roadhog gets focused, or if your Orisa gets a really good pull and just combo that with the supercharger, so Hog is just spitting out lava. But I don't think that this is really, we really have the resources to be able to hold this point. So I would say to let them have a little more time and just regroup in this room or slightly behind here to keep from getting rolled into second point.
Hello, dead.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm dead inside the room.
Go Tracer. I'm resing.
Okay, so we get res. So this is now an even fight because they still don't have their ball respawn.
Towards Widow and I'll pull her.
Yeah, I'm pushing.
Side.
Sleep is a little difficult to hit
no,
there,
90.
so that's okay.
I think we're good here. I think we're good.
Ball swinging through.
Okay, I like this position here because we can dodge Widow and we can dodge Pharah because we know their Widow is somewhere over here or over here and has just been lasering in this general direction, and we know Tracer has been coming in here and she's gonna try and farm our tanks for pulse. So just dodging both of those keeps us up long enough to get DPS play coming through.
I didn't have it. I was hacked.
Okay.
My bad.
I don't know.
I have ball on me. I'm gonna make it behind you guys.
Tracer's on.
I
No Re.
would be starting to think about pulse here because we know that Tracer has been annoying us for a while. Okay, well. Okay, I really don't know what the Orisa did in here. Let's actually go back because I want to see that again. Why Orisa decided to rotate
My bad.
in there.
I have ball on me. I'm gonna make it behind you guys.
Tracer's on Arona. No Re.
I have ult, just so you know.
Okay, so it looks like she went in there to drop ult and then stayed in there to peel for Mercy. But I don't like that. I think you should have pushed in there with them to help support your Orisa there, because that's a good nano. I probably would have dropped that nano as well, just to try and hold the point, because nano builds so quickly anyway. but
Putting my scoop down.
their tracer just popped off and killed half the team. So that's not a winnable fight. I would set up for second point here.
Dude, I'm getting such.
They should have walls, mines, nano EMP.
Okay, good. This. Oh, tracking.
They almost have no win condition though.
EMP.
Other than EMP.
So yeah, Walls, I'm gonna hang the
Yeah,
shield.
that's a
Maybe
good
behind
point.
shield
What they're
until
saying in
Walls
chat
get down.
here is
No one
that
see how it was.
you're not getting the halt hook,
I wanna
so
cross,
you're
but I
not
don't.
really
I
getting
don't
the
just
full
think
value
so.
of running the hog,
I would
because
roll land across.
without
Click
the
the hook
hooks
so that
to
can guide
follow
us.
up,
Taking me on aggressive.
you're
Oh,
just
she's flanking. She's
giving
flanking
them
us,
free
yeah.
space.
Rissa's
There's
over.
someone flanking. There's a Samba or a Tracer right side of
Flying
me.
back
They're
left
all
up
Okay.
front.
They're all.
Yeah, I'm playing with her.
Okay, I'm staying.
I would say that this is okay. That was good.
Up front,
You know that they were playing for EMP
Somber low,
and you
somber
dodged
one,
it
somber
there.
one.
Got it.
Ball, ball, ball.
And once again, they really haven't capitalized
side,
on EMP.
Just get the ball.
So you really don't have a lot to worry about, but then just looking at their comp, they don't really have a lot to capitalize on EMP anyway. They could run in and drop the mines, which is what it looks like they did, but people had kind of ran off of the point by then, so it wasn't really gonna do anything anyway. The Tracer didn't have pulse when they dropped that, which was called out earlier, but she had pretty much just used it in the last fight when you nanoed Hog and Hog got the 3 kills. So for her to build a pulse faster than you can build a nano is not super likely, especially since the fight was basically over once she dropped the nano on the Hog, or the pulse on the Hog anyway. So again, they don't really have any follow-up for EMP, which is why their first one whiffed and the second one just looks like, again, they haven't really done a lot. I think your Mercy may have overextended here, and that's why she died, because she got hit by EMP, it looks like. So I think the best thing to do there would have been to call that EMP was coming, because Anna noticed here that EMP was coming and went around behind the wall and was able to avoid it, but did not call, hey, EMP here, and try and get other people to dodge that, because if they had any follow-up, that would have been GG's.
Mercy dead?
Down shield when you can, Prev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anna's still behind.
Yeah.
This is now
Got her.
just good, generally safe play. Because they are mostly dead.
They're goats, they man.
Go to the Pega.
Bro, when they rush at us, if your truck doesn't get even, or if they don't eat my dragon, I'll send it in on them. They're probably gonna come through here.
Try
I'm gonna
throwing
get walls in
anti
five
early. We can try for it.
Okay. Yeah, so now we're calling out throw anti. So you either have to be expecting your Orisa to pull them up from out behind their Rhine shield, because you know they're going goats, and be ready to hit that nade, or you have to call and double check with your Orisa, hey, pull them out from behind the shield. I'm gonna anti them. So comms on that one for sure.
I need to be more weird about using it.
If I just let me know what the pull for.
If they go main, I'm sending it main.
They're going left.
Oh, yeah,
If they speed right into.
I think we hold up. I think we should move down.
They're
moving left.
Yeah, I like that we are pushing forward here, because they're just waiting outside.
No, they're coming left. They're coming left. We need to rotate.
Okay, ready whenever.
Okay, good.
I'm blocking this. Briggs low.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. So, we saw Ryan dropping his shield.
Balcony
but
this.
there was not
Briggs low,
really
Briggs
any
low.
follow-up, and and the second his shield goes down, the DM is on him. So
I'm balking this.
I think that was a total
Briggs
whiff
low, Briggs low.
of both of your cooldowns, because they just like went
speeding up.
straight
Hop around, hop around.
into
Nice, nice.
Diva's
They're on
DM.
us. They're on us, let
Resi.
me.
Just keep
Okay,
kiting.
that was
This is
that
one.
was a really
This is one,
ballsy
one.
res,
Just keep kiting.
but
I got the Devo. Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
Diva kind of wasted her DM
They might have
by
shatter.
holding it there for so long, but
I
throwing both
don't
of
think
your
they have
cooldowns
shatter.
into
Probably
that
60 seconds
is
for that.
not gonna help
Devo,
win the fight.
couple seconds in.
You're lucky that your Mercy had res and was
Yeah, you
able
gotta
to get it
throw
off
two again.
there, because if that
Yeah, he
was
wasn't getting
not
beat.
the case, it would have been a roll.
70.
We're going left side again?
Yeah, they're gonna come
Still
left.
plays with the
Okay.
Bongo, spam run. Keep
Break
spamming
shield,
run.
break shield, break
Keep
shield.
spamming run.
Okay, that was okay.
Nice.
That was a
Nice
good
dead.
shot. That was a good shot.
I'm dragging him.
Alright, headshot, sorry, headshot.
The
Shield Diva.
nade there was a little better, but I think you could benefit from arcing it up a little more to try and hit their team there. I am not hearing any callouts on Zarya's bubble, so you don't know how many she can clean. But pushing into the fight like that, it's safe to assume that she has both bubbles, so you want to try and hit in as many targets as you can and then capitalize on that. There was a good call to focus Rhine because the Rhine dropped here, and then your DPS were able to clean up. The Nano was also a good move here because Hanzo's just gonna rain hellfire on them with the shield down, and then just hitting some cheeky shots. You're able to get 2 picks there, so that was a good fight. I don't think that was necessarily a good fight on your. It wasn't necessarily a good fight because of what you did. It was a good fight because the enemy made a lot of mistakes there.
Nice.
Chases Diva and D-Mac.
He's down, Max. He's dead.
Oh.
Bruh.
Report prospect. I still don't think they have anything.
If you hit me with the blue beam, I can hold on this.
They definitely don't have Zarya.
Tex, if you
Yeah,
stun
just
our
like-
gate, or if you stun our main when they come around, and I can do balls after that goes away.
Just keep spamming their front line and kiting.
Their Zarya's weak right now.
Tech down.
I get Venomine on the Zarya, I can see where
They're
they
going
are.
main.
They're gonna come main.
Okay, rotate.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
know
pull
they're
back,
coming
pull back
main.
there.
I
Just kite them.
would, yeah.
Zarya's
Okay,
weak.
try and get behind the team. There we go.
Yeah, so just get ready to hit me with the blue beam.
Just get some free shots.
They're gonna come all the way.
rotate
up.
You need to be
Nice.
expecting ults.
Nice.
Oh,